Now Mess is getting nerfed again. I don't know if Mess is getting nerfed. I don't even think Mesmer is going to be that good. We'll see when the tournaments pop up. But 55 doesn't play Mesmer. I spoke with Worms, they wouldn't want to play Mesmer. It feels to me like a bunch of trash players are talking about nerfing Mesmer because they don't understand it, you know. I mean, if I was a player of the caliber of the people in the Balance Discord, then I'd also want Mesmer nerfed. Because, like, if there's a build that's viable that you can't reroll to in 1 week, then obviously it needs to get nerfed. We want builds like Scourge to be available for forever. We want builds like Scrapper. Oh, that was fun. Yeah, we all liked Scrapper. We had a year of Scrapper. People healing in front of Mesmers with Mantra, bitching when they get the heals interrupted. Even though they've been doing that for the past year, the only difference is now they're so tanky that they were so tanky back then that even though they got every single heal of theirs interrupted, it didn't matter because they would just out-sustain it. So even though they were trash, they thought they were playing good. And now when they're getting punished for being a bad player and not understanding how Mesmer mechanics work, like they don't know anything about Mesmer. They don't know how the bursts work. They don't know how the lack of sustain works. They don't know how the cooldowns work. So many top players are like randomly bursting my in the open when I have all my cooldowns. When a good player knows that you should just, you know, basically focus on defense for the first X minute. Because if you're defensive for a full minute, then the Mesmer loses their cooldowns by default, because they share offensive and defensive cooldowns. When I saw the people in the Valve chat typing what they did, I just realized these are terrible, weak players that have no fucking clue what they're talking about. They shouldn't ever have any say in the balance. They're all, not only are they bad players, because they're genuinely weak players, most of them. Like, I would say 99% of the balance is just weak players, you know? Like, I see their mechanic, I see them play, I can watch their stream and shit. And they dodge. At the start of a duel, they'll double dodge for no fucking reason. It's that level of players. So I realized I don't share company with these guys. There's no reason for me to talk to these guys like they have any fucking clue what they're talking about. And the idiots in the balance chat are like, you know what? Kill Powerblock. And it's like, you fucking idiot. Why would you want to nerf Powerblock? It's like one of the best mechanics for a GM trait. Instead of just passive bullshit sustain or passive bullshit damage, this is a trait that requires you to actively punish a skill for it to be valuable. You know, you can use this trait for a minute and it does absolutely nothing, or it can be super high end. I think Powerblock is an incredible trait, and I think it's fucking pathetic that people want to nerf it. No, I don't want Powerblock changed at all. At all. Why would you ever remove like some of the coolest ideas, and especially ideas that are not overpowered? Like, sure, it can be annoying to get power blocked, but like, I just interrupted his heal, right? That's annoying for this guy. He's gonna die because of it. But it's not overpowered. It's not fucking overpowered. Like you're never gonna see power block dominate a metagame ever. Ever. There will never be a metagame where power block is dominating. Ever. Like, I'm 100% sure that Mesmer is still not even close. Not even close to overpowered. Not even close. You know, like, I'm talking, because I'm getting more motivated to play, right? And I'm talking to my teammates and shit, and they're like, yeah, you probably need to pick up something else than Mesmer still. You know, like, everyone's looking at this. Yeah, I personally don't mind it. Playing against it or whatever. I find the idea that people are complaining about active interrupts, where you're interrupting someone's heal actively and counterplaying sustain, on a class which literally has no sustain, it can't ever stand on node. The fact that people are complaining about that means they have no idea how Gilbert works, but you know, it is what it is. People are trash at the game. And if it gets nerfed, then I'll be impressed, because that's a really quick nerf. For something that's not even, you know, bad for the game. Because people are bad at the game. So, you know. Yeah, people complain about Mantra. They don't like the idea that someone can counterplay defense. They really dislike that thought. They think that if they use their heal, they should always be able to get it off. Otherwise, you know, it's not fun. It's not fun. I mean, what is Guild Wars if it's not, you know, passive sustain winning the entire game? Never mind the fact that all these players tank every single torch in their life. It's Powerblock's fault that they tank torch. It's a hard thing to dodge, because Powerblock. Okay, enough about this topic. I've said my piece, clip it, and don't ask me again. Instead I'm watching a bunch of shit players in tournaments. The reason why I don't want to play a tournament is because I don't want to potentially feel like I'm not carry material versus literal trash. And I look at their play and I can objectively say that 99.9% of the people playing the monthlies, the MATs, that's the same word, the tpot tournaments and whatever, they're all trash, they're garbage. I look at them play, they don't know how to rotate, they run into lost fights and they just die, they triple dodge at the start of the fight, they're just bad players in general.